I watched Captain America Brave New World, so you don't have to. This is Exasperator Explains. If you wanted to watch it, important viewing would be the Captain America movies, Avengers, the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, Eternals, and The Incredible Hulk. The movie opens with Sam Wilson Captain America on a mission in Mexico to retrieve a package stolen by the Serpent Society, who is a group of snake-themed villains all with powers in the comics, but in this movie is just a group of random mercenaries led by Giancarlo Esposito who wear patches. Giancarlo Esposito is nicknamed Sidewinder and is pretty good with knives. Anyways, Sidewinder escapes and Cap recovers the package with the help of the new Falcon. Cap and Falcon return to America to train with Isaiah Bradley, a Captain America from the Korean War who was wrongfully imprisoned for 30 years, which was all covered in the Falcon TV show. Anyway, Sam is invited to the White House for his mission success to meet with President Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, formerly played by William Hurt with a mustache, but he passed away, so it's now Harrison Ford. Sam brings along Falcon and Isaiah. Ross meets with Sam and asks him to restart the Avengers with Captain America as the team leader. Then he starts a presentation about a treaty for Celestial Island. At the end of Eternals, the celestial being that was being birthed from the planet turned into what looked like stone, but in reality is adamantium, which they say will be used for advancements in health, tech, defense, and bones. I guess it's somewhat close to Japan, as they seemed to have called dibs on it, but with negotiation, Ross is set to sign a treaty which will share it with the world, though the only signatories appear to be Japan, US, India, and France. It's revealed the item Captain America secured in Mexico was the first refined sample of adamantium, which had been stolen from Japan. During the presentation, some weird music starts playing and Isaiah and others try to shoot Ross. They are all captured and Isaiah comes to his senses asking what happened. Ross is kind of mean to Cap when he wants to keep Isaiah arrested since he did try to kill him and all. Here we are introduced to Sabra, who is former Israeli, former Black Widow, who is now the president's head of security. She's also noticeably short, like you're worrying something's wrong with her. We also see Ross is taking some little white pills. Ross tells Cap to stay away and not get involved, but he doesn't and immediately looks into it. Falcon notices everyone who attacked at the speech had weird flashing lights on their phones. Sam is attacked again by Sidewinder, but he beats and captures him. And Sidewinder is talking about his employer who had been giving him percentages on what would happen in their fight. Sidewinder's phone leads them to Echo 1, a military outpost, which Ross has coincidentally been calling to have a guard check on a mysterious prisoner. Japan backs out from the treaty, so Ross flies to Japan to talk it out. Because it's important for his legacy and because he wants to look like he's changed, so his daughter Betty will talk to him again. As they are going to the base, someone mind controls a guard who kills all the would-be assassins except for Isaiah. We find out that Samuel Stearns, yes, the character who has not been seen since the Incredible Hulk with gamma blood dripping on his brain, turns out it gave him a super brain which cannot be contained by his skull and made him super intelligent. He's behind the assassination attempt and other machinations. Ross sends Sabra to Echo 1 to get Stearns. Anyways, Cap and Falcon are already there. They find medical charts, Ross's little white pills, and Stern confronts them, but he's mind-controlled all the guards and escapes. As they are leaving, they encounter Sabra, and then they encounter some FBI agents who are there to arrest Cap, but then the mind control song plays over the radio, and Cap, Sabra, and Falcon escape under gunfire. Ross meets with the Japanese Prime Minister, who has received leaked intel that the CIA paid for the adamantium to be stolen, so Japan is withdrawing from the treaty and going to claim ownership of Celestial Island and all that sweet, sweet adamantium by moving their fleet into place. Ross likewise sends an American contingent into the same waters, with him commanding on one of the ships. Cap contacts his friend Dunphy, who as an aside is a hero in the comics who goes by D-Man, who has had a wild history, wears a costume combined of old Wolverine and Daredevil costumes, is homeless for a while, and anyways, just an interesting conclusion. Dunphy is going to check on the pills and also gets him access to Sidewinder, who tells him everything about Stearns. He was captured after the Incredible Hulk movie and worked for Ross as a think tank since then, promising him freedom if he gets to the presidency. Since he's been helping Ross for years, we can only assume he's the one who said,
"They said lose the mustache or lose the election."
Which is a funny thing to think about. So after Ross broke his promise, Stern immediately breaks free with no problems. Cap, Falcon, and Sabra fly from Virginia to the Indian Ocean, with Sabra keeping pace in a helicopter to talk to Ross. Ross admits he was working with Stearns, partially because he was dying and the little white pills kept him alive. Then two American fighter pilots get mind-controlled and fire on the Japanese fleet, so the Japanese start attacking in response. Cap and Falcon stop the Japanese and American missiles and take down the American mind-controlled pilots, but not without Falcon nearly dying. Everyone returns to America and the treaty is back on track. Sam watches Falcon get treated at the hospital and Bucky shows up, who is apparently about to be a congressman, which makes no sense considering the upcoming Thunderbolts movie, but he gives Sam a pep talk. Dunphy gets a call that the pills have heavy gamma radiation in them, but Stearns shows up and kills him, so I guess we'll never see D-Man in the Marvel Universe. Betty calls Ross and says they may take a walk again like they used to soon. Stearns and Sam meet with Stearns turning himself in, hinting he's not done yet. Ross is giving his speech to the press when news of Stearns turning himself in comes over their phones, and they all immediately know all the details and claims he's made, which makes Ross angry with their questions. Then a recording of Ross talking to Stearns plays over the loudspeaker, and he gets angrier, turning into a Red Hulk, which would only be shocking if you somehow missed the trailers, posters, and any promotion of the film, including Tide commercials. So Ross is Red Hulk, and he throws a podium. And then the Secret Service displays incompetence, only equivalent to, well, real life, I guess. So President Hulk hasn't really hurt anyone, and everyone should generally know what a Hulk is at this point. So the Secret Service inexplicably just starts shooting the president with their Glocks, which does nothing but make him angrier. Then a helicopter with twin miniguns shows up and also shoots at the president. He's still the duly elected leader of the nation. Anyways, he takes down one helicopter and a second one shows up, which he also takes down. Cap shows up and they fight. Cap takes a beating, but he does damage to the Hulk as well. Then Sam talks Ross down and he transforms him into his normal self again. Ross admitted to his crimes and is now in prison, where Betty visits him. Isaiah is freed, Falcon wakes up in the hospital, and Cap says he's going to be on the new Avengers team. Then a post-credit scene where Cap is talking to Stearns, who never calls himself the leader in the entire film, which is his comic book villain name, even though he had a perfect opportunity to do so when he killed D-Man. Anyways, he says he ran the numbers, and vaguely hints at multiversal incursions and having to fight other dimensions. End of film. Overall, it was an okay movie, weird choices, some very clear reshoots, a little hashed together, maybe the most evident I can recall, but not the worst Marvel product released over the last several years. What did you think of the movie? Let me know in the comments below. If you've made it to the end, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.